Mitch, I'm not ready. I'm not ready, Mitch.
Well, too bad.
All right, what episode are we up to?
94.
94. So close, almost 100. Tonight we have on Mr. Boris, DJ Nas.
Hey.
Yeah, say Mr. Yeah, yeah, because you are married, right? So,
Yes, that's right.
So you're a DJ. Do you produce at all? I didn't ask that before we started. I'm sorry.
I've tried to produce a few things. You just don't have the time for production. Like
And
you
it's
need
so
to
full
take.
on.
It is with full-time work as an IT administrator, and plus weekend DJing. You just don't have enough time to do producing. But
That's
I want to
it.
get into that. That's
Yeah.
Get some time.
Well,
for that.
that's it's just it's like the extra bit on DJing, but you don't have to do it in a way, really. Like, I mean, it's more of like if you want to tour,
That's right.
then you do.
I
but
do produce like my own tone plays and word plays, and that's that sort of that is still production.
So let's get this ball rolling. So, who are you and what do you do?
I am DJ Nas and a DJ.
Very nice.
I've been a DJ for 13 years.
It's a long time.
Coming this year at the end of the year.
Longer
13
than me,
years.
because I've been doing it for 10. So yeah, there you go, the extra 3 years.
Yeah, so back in 2008, did a lot of high school parties. That's how I got into it. Equipment that I used to use back then, it was so different to what we have now. I ended up getting the CDJ 100s.
Oh really? You had the 100s? Can you please pull them up? They're so cool. Like
They're so cool that it's only CD players,
Yeah, that's
20
it.
songs on a CD.
yeah, and you could burn it to a CD, and then you have to throw the CD out and burn another one. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Non-rewritables.
But also duplicates as well, because you want to have the same CD on the next side as well. So there's two sides, just in case you want to do like a quick hit mix. There was no hot cues back then. So
It looks something like it.
yeah, that's that's it. So
But yeah, those things.
those are the ones. They're beasts. They had their own effects built in.
Yeah, and you
like
like
a
spin
wash.
the jog wheel or whatever, right?
There was no vinyl back then. The vinyl came into the CDJ 400s, I believe, which I ended up getting those after the CDJ 100s. But that's old school.
So
right
like, how
there.
much were a pair of those back then?
You're looking at about $700, and that was pre-owned. So
And that was pre-owned
that was
as well?
pre-owned.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I ended up getting it from the Quokka because as a high school student, you just can't afford them. Got the parents to help out, and
Is the Quokka still around?
I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
everything just moved to Gumtree. And
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. But I loved the Quokka when I
it
was
was awesome. You
younger.
get $2, you get the newspaper. And
That's it. You just
see what
browse
you
and
can
like, yeah, that's
find.
cool.
But yeah, did a lot of work on those ones for about a year, and then I think they ended up getting drenched at one of our New Year's parties, house party.
Oh, really?
So I ended up just spilling champagne everywhere and it just burnt out.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done that before too.
Yeah,
It does.
I've never done anything like that, but I'm so worried that I'm going to do that. So, but like, so how many house parties have you done back then and stuff? Like, and like, what type of house parties? Like birthdays?
Birthday party, 18th, 16th birthday parties. Everyone that through high school, and they just spread the word around.
Yeah, yeah.
You just go there,
Was it in Perth as well?
It
or-
was in Perth, yeah. All the like Ballajura, Girraween, Kundul, all of those house parties,
Very
yeah,
nice.
just around.
Because like when I started, I was all down Busso.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was actually like one of the only DJs down there.
Oh, you
so
would
I
have
managed.
would have been everywhere.
But that's it. But like I said to you before we started, like I'd just say, give me $50 and a carton of beer, and I'll bring all my speakers and lights and DJ equipment. We'll go from there. But it was just so that way,
That's how you get your name out. You got to
That's
start
it.
somehow. So
And even if you don't charge, like it's just fuel money in a way, kind of thing, right? But then you get to experience the party, you get to hang out, you get to have fun, and you get to network.
that network and practice. You always improve your sets every time you do one. You always improve your
And that's
sets.
it. And believe me, like when I first started doing that, I was a horrible DJ. Like I didn't
Everyone's
know.
gotta start somewhere. And back
That's
then,
it.
let's say we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have any tutors out there. There was a few classes in the city, but they were expensive. You
That's
can't
it.
afford them, so you just got to just press play and just start doing stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But
So-
I think Rage used to have a channel. Like ABC used to have the show Rage, and used to
Yeah.
have like the DJ shows at nighttime at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Really, I don't
And
remember
to show you
that.
how
I
to.
don't know an interesting fact about
Yeah.
Rage.
Oh,
So
perfect.
Wasn't Rage over like East though? Or was it in Perth?
well,
Yeah.
countrywide.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's pretty impressive,
It
though.
was
Be like,
essentially Triple J.
it'd be like,
It was Triple J before Triple J.
That's it. Just be like, I was a part of Rage. Like back in the day.
There was there was no YouTube, there was no Vimeo, any of those, like TikToks or Spotify's. It was just Rage. You wait up at night time or early in the morning, video hits. I think that was channel 10.
Isn't it so good as well? Because we grew up in the generation where we had Nokias and we had we had the Motorola Razr and stuff like that. But now it's all iPhones.
It's all iPhones. It's all, and everyone's just on their phones constantly. Like back then, you have a phone, but you got to make sure the battery lasts. So you can do a few phone calls. Text messages used to be expensive. You just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and it was like $0.Facebook when it first came in. Free on Telstra.
Doing house parties in 2008, no one was on their phones. Everyone's just enjoying the music, the vibes. They were looking at the DJ. They were like, you were guiding them through. Now no one cares. No one even looks at you on stage. Everyone's on their phones, recording with their friends.
Or they're getting photos of you with the DJ. Like, you're playing in the background, but they're just like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, but what a time to be alive, right? Everything's just really, really changed. But it was just so much fun back then in a way. Because, I mean, obviously, like, since I was in the country, it was a bit different to the city, but the city would have still been pretty good. Like, all the parties and everything. So then with that, like, you started doing house parties and doing these little birthday functions. How did you progress from there? Like, was it just a year?
What's the next logical step?
Yeah.
So 2008, 2009, I started looking into doing underage gigs because no one used to do them. And there was a place in Joondalup, roller skate place, I think, and they used to started doing those in 2009. So I sort of got behind that production, helping DJs out. We used to bring DJs in and get everyone doing. So I used to do a few sets of those, just warm up the crowd before the main DJs came on stage. So I went to the underage scene 2009. I was trying to get into the club work back then, but it was just impossible. Yeah. You had those top 10 DJs in Perth, and that's all there was.
It was all like you just had to be buddies with.
That's right. You try and go out on a night to network and meet DJs or event managers or club managers, and everyone looks at you like, "What are you doing?" Like, sometimes you look desperate as well if you keep asking, harassing.
That's it.
We just want to network. You don't want a prime set. You don't want no set. You just want to talk to people, get to know people, hang out, and.
But that's it, and that's what like some people do say now. It's like you still have to like kind of be in that social circle almost, but at the same time, it's grown.
It's grown so much.
The industry has grown to the point where you can just hang out, and it's okay.
Everyone's changed. Yeah, the new generations came through, and the Perth community just changed so much for the DJs. Everyone wants to be friends. Everyone wants to network, get to know each other. They help each other out. Oh, I can't do this set. I'll get someone else in that I know, and then And the whole Perth community page that we have on Facebook, that's the DJ community page on there. That helps out as well. If someone needs a DJ, just type up what you need.
That's it. Perth not buy and sell, but Perth DJ Finder or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the one.
And just all the little groups as well. Like, are you part of Do You Take Requests at all?
No, I'm not part of
that.
So
there's a little group on Facebook, and it's just like, it's not so much shit talking, but it's just like if a DJ's had a bad night, they'll express what happened, but it's not being like, this happened at this place or anything. But
venting, not venting,
but everyone connects with it and be like, I've had this happen, or this has happened. And it's like a good, like, just to be able to go like, I'm not the only one kind of thing.
That's right, yeah.
Because unfortunately, sometimes in the DJ world, like, people feel entitled. And it's like when they feel entitled, they'll be like, no, I want WAP now. Next song, I want WAP.
Man. Why don't you both give us an example of an entitled ad?
Okay, I got first one, right?
Alex will go first.
Here we go. Host goes first.
Yeah.
So about 3-4 weeks ago, I did a construction company thing, right? Which was like, it was like their employee of the year kind of party kind of thing. It was like galah, and I didn't really know what a galah was until after that. But
a galah or a gala? Gala.
Is there a difference?
A gala is a bird, and a gala is like the
I thought they were the same thing. But basically, with the construction company, right, everything was fine, and I was playing background music, and then they did their speeches and did everything appropriately.
Everyone got their drinks in.
They got their drinks in, and then as soon as the speeches were over, they all got a little bit loose, right?
Yeah.
And the owner of the construction company and his wife literally treated me like a jukebox. They were like, play Bon Jovi. I'm like, I'll play Bon Jovi in 2-3 songs.
Let me build it up.
Play now. And I'm like,
they're filled entitled because they hire you. They're like, yep,
that's it. They're like, we're paying the bills, so you got to do what we got to do. Like, you got to do what we say.
That's how it is.
And it's like, I've always been about reading the crowd and playing.
Yeah, you go with the crowd because you could, with one song that you play, you could ruin the whole night. If you don't drop it on the perfect timing, it's all about timing, and they don't understand that. But when people hire you for private events especially, they're like, it's my birthday or it's my event, I want the song
That's
right
it.
now,
And
play it. It will go off, trust me. I'm like, yeah.
And that's exactly
What do you
it.
do in
And
that
then it
situation?
happens, but then it's like, how do you? Because like even for example, another one is well that was just a nightmare. But there was another night when I played at a beach bar, right? And there was a old lady that came up to me and she wanted Prince Purple Rain.
Oh.
And so like I love Prince's songs.
But if
like,
it's not the night, if you don't have the crowd for it,
but
how are you gonna play
5
that?
requests for it, and because it was like she was part of a function. On the 5th time, she was just like, "Play it." So I was like, "Fine, I'll play it."
Oh, you're
and then
happy,
literally
happy.
3 tables left.
Yeah, that's one
'Cause
song to
it's-
just kill the night, and
that's it.
just start leaving.
And it's like that's where it's like sometimes you just have to say no and be like, "No, I'm sorry. I'll play this. I'll play that, but I can't play that. I'm sorry."
That's another thing, like especially with weddings.
Yeah.
A lot of bridezillas out there. That's why I sort of stopped doing weddings.
I
I don't
haven't
want
had
to
a
get into
bridezilla
it.
yet, but I'm so
Like you
worried
haven't,
about
but-
getting one.
Oh,
Like it'd be
it will happen. Eventually, it will
Yeah,
happen.
that's
But
it. It
then when
will
they give you a
happen, yeah.
specific list, and they're like, we want these songs played at that time, it just doesn't work.
yeah.
Weddings never go perfectly timed.
That's
So
exactly.
everyone's always late or something happens. It's
Yeah.
like, why isn't the song playing now? Well, people are still eating. Why would you want
think,
to play it now?
That's it.
People need to understand a bit more when you're hiring an artist of any type. You're hiring them because of their art.
That's
the way
right.
they do their thing. Whether you're a DJ, whether you're a painter, whether you're a singer or a cellist or whatever.
That's it.
When you hire an artist, you're hiring them because you want their particular flavor.
Yeah.
So if
agree
I
with
was
that,
to
yeah.
hire you, Nas, I would let you do your thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm hiring you for. Take care of that. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you need to tell them, I guess. Or
try and tell
help
it-
them understand.
Trying telling that to someone who's intoxicated.
That's right. Yeah, that as well.
But your example, go on.
I was gonna say, ABBA, give me more. Like, give me Man After Midnight. That one. That's just so requested so many times, and you'll play it through the night, and then they'll request it again.
Yeah.
And they'll, or
That's
sometimes
it.
they'll want it too early. It's like, wait for it. Let me build up the set. Let the crowd get loose, wild, and
That's
then we'll throw it out.
Do
But
you
that's
get much of a difference like playing at a club or a venue or at an actual event or versus a private function? Do you find more of those annoyances happening at either or?
it could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Usually, especially the clubs where they start pointing the phones
just the
out. They're like,
phone,
read
yeah.
it. I'm
That's
like,
it.
oh.
See, I do this really funny thing at market rounds where if someone holds their phone up, I'll literally like copy what it says and just like show them again, or be like, no, like, just show my phone, because then it's like they kind of get the message like, oh, this guy's pulling the piss, but
Yeah.
what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You know, are they going to throw a drink at me? Because if they do that, they'll get banned for
They'll
life.
get banned, and it's happened before. And that's where the security comes in, you know. But when you're at a private event doing a birthday, there's no security.
That's it.
You
Half
just
the time.
Yeah.
We can dream, I guess.
Yeah, you
Back-
can dream, but
back in the days, it wasn't like that though. Like, people had more respect. People enjoyed the party styles more. Like,
they were just there to have fun.
that's right. These new generations are just all over the place.
Yeah,
And
we can't say that too much. We'll get cancelled.
I feel a little bit of juvenoia going on here in the room, being the youngest in the room.
Yeah, how does it feel, Mitch?
Not
Yeah,
that much younger.
yeah, a little bit.
I still feel old.
But so with that, so you're doing house parties. You
Yeah.
use the CDJ 100s. When
When-
did you upgrade?
CDJ 400s 2009,
Yeah,
and used them till about 2010.
yeah.
They were good. They were beasts, man. They had like a USB plug-in, MP3 CD loader. You can record your sets on them as well.
Really?
There was an option where you just click record and you record your whole set on a USB.
That's awesome. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing as
And
well.
they had vinyl mode as well.
Like CDJs these days, like you have to use like an external thing.
That's
for
how it is.
DJing,
Yeah, unless
basically.
you have a controller, a laptop. But
Yeah.
yeah, the new
But see, that's exactly it. Like, say I don't know if you know this, but I do like podcasts sometimes. But I've got 700 sometimes. Yeah, shut up, Mitch. I've got 760 mixes uploaded on my Mixcloud. But the
Yeah.
reason why is every time I go to a gig, I just press record, and I'll listen to it back again so I can hear where I went stuffed up.
That's a good thing to do. That's how you practice. That's how you know, like, oh, where should I? It's all about timing. You listen to it, like, oh, I made a mistake there. I'll fix it up.
That's exactly it. But
You
to
won't
the
know-
average punter, they don't realize because they don't, they know the technical, or they kind of know a little bit about it, but they
that's
don't know what's actually involved, kind of thing. Like, because when it's your mix, your music, and you hear that and be like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, that's right. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and you move on.
Yeah.
But back to the CDJ 400s, yeah, they were beasts. So I had them till 2010, and then I went to a Serato DJ controller, the DDJ SZ.
Okay. How do you find
I think actually
Serato
that was
as well?
2000. I love Serato. Since then I've been a Serato user and I love it. It's just so good for me. Like with my transitions, my tone plays, my word plays, the hot cues, everything's just you take time. You spend time programming them, but once you do them, you're just good to go. You set up your crates right, you're good.
That's exactly it. And that's the thing is like what a lot of people don't realize is that, these days you have to go through your music, analyze it, cue things up, put loops in, this and that, because like it just makes it easier.
That's right. And that's another topic like that we talk about with DJs is they always contact me and be like, oh, how are you sorting out your songs? What sort of folders? Mine's all a mess. Can you help me out? Like, how are your crates looking like? That's why I want to do something. I want to work on a cheat sheet and help the DJs out the community with.
That'd be a good thing, yeah.
8 or 10 steps in what to do, like how to clean up your library. Because a lot of DJs have so many remixes of one song. Example, Usher, they've probably got like 20 different versions, which is not necessary.
That's it. That's exactly it. You probably only need like 2 or 3 kind of thing. Yeah.
Maybe a cappella, one with the introduction maybe, and just something like that.
Remix.
Like a remix. One remix, that's all you need. But I want to do that, like create a cheat sheet, maybe even as an example, put my crates, just the folder structure, how it all sits.
See, I've always told DJs that are just trying to get into like laptop mixing or this or that, just go through your music and make playlists and categorize them.
Categorize is
because you have to, like, so like for me as well, like I've got funky beats, I've got chill, I've got, effing party, I've got drum and bass, I've got dark electro French techno kind of thing. But then that way when I go in my funky beats, that's all pub bar.
That's right. Yeah, your set. That's what it is. That's what you're gonna.
That's it.
A lot of people just download and just dump them and just be like, new songs 2021, and then wait, I'll add more to that, and then you got probably throwbacks in there that you don't even realize.
Spending half of the song just trying to find the next track.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Another thing what DJs do, you can hear it with some sets, is they have low quality songs, like either YouTube rips or something like an old song that they couldn't find a good quality with, and download like 128 kilobits, and it's just it sounds good at home in your headphones, but when you play it out on a sound system in the
club, you gotta be really careful with that stuff too.
Yeah, you do.
It does really sound good on your own home speakers.
That's right.
But if you take that to a club or an event with large speakers,
I have to
say, and then you start seeing the red lines. Like, why is it redlining? It's not even all the way up. It's the quality of the song.
I have to say that I have been a culprit of that in the past. But then once again, it's like, if you go and play at a bar, then it's not cranked.
Yeah,
you can kind of
get away. But when you're doing a big,
that's it. And when you have a fallback, and you just
we shouldn't be promoting this, Alex.
No, we're not promoting it. Buy music. Buy your music. Don't get YouTube rips, all right, guys.
No, look, if you're not making money from DJing, rip your music.
Yeah,
I will honestly say that. But as soon as you start getting paid for your sets, you want to up that quality and you want to give them what they're paying you for.
Respect. Yeah. That's right. And now, like these days, it's so easy. There's so many DJ pools out there, different ones you can subscribe. $30 a month. Get high quality transition edits or whatever you need.
Yep.
You've got a pool of them. Back in the days, it was hard.
I mean, most songs nowadays, like a lot of people are just releasing free tracks on SoundCloud.
That's it, because that's
like, you don't even really need to buy them. Yeah. But just definitely, quickly,
but I just
the quality.
I just wanted to say there is a difference between ripping and piracy. Okay, like ripping's okay, not piracy.
Wait, what's the difference, Alex?
Record pools.
That's your version of ripping, hey?
Yeah. But that is the thing, though, is where it's like, if you are making a decent amount of money, because like now for me as well, over the last, my good mate who taught me how to DJ, right? He finally convinced me to get a MacBook, and I've always been with Windows, right?
I'm a Windows person. I love my Windows.
I know. I've always been with Windows as well, but then I got a 2012 MacBook, right? Yeah. And I can literally hotspot my phone to the MacBook, right? Yeah. Turn the Wi-Fi on whilst I'm DJing. Go on iTunes. Buy the song, import it into Keyfinder, analyze it through that, then import it into Tractor and play it. Yeah, so then it opened up so many doors because I can actually like buy these requests on the fly.
That's right. That's where there's new companies coming up with BeatSource. Look into it.
Okay.
BeatSource is this new thing that's it's been going for a while, but we're not that popular. But ever since DJ City ended up investing in them.
Okay.
So DJ City, the pool, they ended up changing. That's the one. They ended up changing the DJ scene. So you can go on there, log in, you create your playlists, and they work with all the 7 softwares that are out there. So you use Tractor, you can straight away stream that onto your tractor, and you don't have to purchase a song. It's all in there. Just type it up.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It'll pop up for you. Just drag it and play it. You can hotspot your phone. You don't have to download it, so you don't have to keep the song after you finish playing with it. It just goes.
Okay.
There's an option where you can download up to 1,000 songs.
Is it just Serato or Tractor?
No, it works with
everything,
like
bro.
Virtual DJ, Record Box. Yeah.
Because I heard about with Beatport trying to do their streaming thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, I just thought that, you know, you'd be locked to Beatport and not everything's on Beatport. So how would that work?
That's right, but Beatsource is the game changer, and
Yeah,
they've got DJs that create their own playlists and share them out.
Because that's the thing, is like jumping back to the whole wedding thing. It's like if they give you a list of 200 songs, you don't want to buy those 200 songs.
That's right.
Because you play them once and you forget about them. And then like they're just stuck in your playlist kind of thing. But then like if you could just stream it,
that's
you know, without plugging your phone in, because it's kind of cheating plugging your phone in. But
see, I'm glad that like it's with technology, everything's changing. We can do that. Back in the days, there was no phone plans that you can even hotspot. You know, you get like 200 megs and that's it. Now you get like 30 or 40 gigs. You can do that. You can DJ from your phone and. You know,
but in a way as well, it's making it more accessible, because like, you know how there's, you know, everyone, if you want to learn how to DJ, give it a crack kind of thing. But, you know, I've heard so many stories about, you know, like kids that their parents are buying them DJ controllers for Christmas, and it's kind of like, you know, let them get into the industry. But it's not a toy, you know. It's like you should, you know, it's a passion. It's a passion. It's not it's a hobby, but it's a passion at the same time.
That's why you see a lot of those controllers are used for a month and then resold on Gumtree because it wasn't a thing for them. But at least they tried it. So
exactly, yeah, that's it. Like, you know, they should be allowed to give it a go. But you have things like Marshmallow and Fortnite, and then it's just like, yeah, he's just literally just doing that for advertising and marketing. Like, he's making so much money out of that. But does he care? No, not really. He's just making millions.
And the thing is, like, DJ controllers are so cheap now. They did it cheap. Anyone can buy them. $300, you can get one and start practicing your transitions. You know, you can load up your songs.
Well, that's it. Like, the first DJ deck I actually ever had was I used Virtual DJ, and it was literally like this big.
Yeah.
And it cost me $150.
There you go.
But then, like, after that, I thought I'm going to spend the money.
And that's another thing that I thought, you know, you got to spend a lot of money on, you know, you got to have the best equipment so you can get out there. Back in the days when I was trying to get into the club scenes, I saw a lot of people using vinyls. It's all about vinyls. You know, you'll go through like their software through either Tractor or Serato with the tone controller. You know, like you got the DVS set up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I gotta get that, because if I know how to do vinyl, I can get all the gigs in the clubs. I can make it through. So that's where I ended up buying the PLX 1000s with just a basic mixer.
This is an example. I'm just showing the streaming example of a DVS system.
Yeah, perfect.
But that's exactly it, though. That's because, you know, so many people say, "Oh, learning vinyl is the original." It is the OG. But at the same time, if you try and play on vinyl and then you try and play on your laptop, like, so much more.
That's right. Yeah, but if you get the information from the laptop, you pass it on to your vinyl.
That's it.
It's great.
Digital vinyl, exactly.
That's right. Digital vinyl. We'll talk about Face as well in a sec. But seeing all the clubs back then, there's not a lot of CDJs. It was just vinyls. Yeah. Every club had it. And
something that always got me, though, is like, so if it's in a club, then how do you stop the whole vinyl from the record player from vibrating?
A lot of people had problems with that, so they would try and put the booth where there's no subs and just sort of. Then what's it called? They started releasing needles that are like good for like when you play songs that don't jump up. There was a good weight to it.
I don't remember who it was, but I remember someone. I think it was Oh, it's so bad.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, he used to put his vinyl players on top of towels.
So just as it was funny. Like when I used to see DJs do vinyl, it's awesome. But when someone ends up popping stuff, well, you know, like those what do you call those?
You've lost your words.
My God.
It's all right.
Confettis when they blow those, when it lands on vinyl and touches the needle, then the whole song just ends up stopping.
Hell yeah.
That was problematic. But seeing DJs using vinyl, especially back in 2011, that's where a lot of urban stuff was happening in Perth. You know, you had all those sneaky hush events, rewind. It was just R&B hip hop nights everywhere. Yeah, every Friday and Saturday. That was a big hit. So seeing DJs, I'm like, I got to get into that. So I ended up buying turntables, and I'm like, it's got to be awesome. I struggled. I sucked at the start, but over time, you practice.
That's
YouTube
it.
started releasing tutorials.
Oh yeah.
Took me about 3 or 4 years to master that. And then I was ready. I was like, I can do vinyl now. And then when you try and get a club gig, it was still hard. It's like, I know how to do vinyl. They're like, yeah, you don't have experience. And it was, again, same DJs, just spinning the same stuff.
Yeah.
What changed the whole thing for me was 2015 when Rhythm Bug, the guy that organizes, used to do Harsh Sneaky, ended up doing a sneaky DJ comp.
Okay.
And I was like, I got to get into this. This is it. So I ended up spending about 2 months. I think they gave us 3 months. I spent 2 months on building a 15-minute set. I was like, I got to put all my effort into it. I got to make it through.
What happened? Did you get through?
I got through. So what they did was the competition was you got to submit through SoundCloud, and then that mix they got to put on their Facebook page, and then people have to vote through Facebook.
Oh.
I'm like, there's going to be so many DJs that I'll be buying votes and
That's
all
exactly
of that.
it, yeah.
But they had a special wildcard entry. Like, if your mix is so good from one of our DJs that's a judge, if you get judged on that, you get wildcard entry straight into the finals. And that's what happened to me. So I ended up getting a wildcard entry and I went straight to the finals. And I had to perform the mix live that I can do it and get the crowd going.
How was it? Like, when it came to the finals, was like the pressure was on? Like,
pressure was on. Like, because I had 4 rounds building up to it and everyone just wanted to see like this, DJ comp. But because it was organized by a hip-hop urban event, most DJs assume it will just be hip-hop music you got to play. A lot of people started dropping like dubstep. Trap still wasn't big back then. Dubstep and EDM stuff, and they're the ones that were more successful.
Made its way into the Perth nightclubs 2013, 2014.
That's right. That's right. So
that was
only underground stuff. It wasn't like you don't go to commercial clubs. You was only
the only reason I remember that is because that's when I started going nightclubbing.
Yeah,
that's when trap started.
I remember Shape used to do a lot of events, underground events with trap, heavy trap stuff, and
still holds a dear spot in my heart. Trap, the dirty like hybrid trap stuff. Yeah.
But then, so what type of genre did you play for your set? Because it wasn't trap.
I did a mixture. I did throwback, hip hop, R&B, and a bit of EDM. Okay, and sort of made my set outstanding. And I put a lot of samples through, like references to movies and like example. I did a Pulp Fiction with Samuel Jackson. So you drop that. You go. The song that I'll play is "Turn Down for What," and I'll keep repeating "Turn Down for What," and then Gunshot comes out. Samuel Jackson goes, "Say what again? A D, a double D, motherfucker."
Oh, that would have been sick.
One more goddamn time, and then from there I transitioned to Daft Punk one more time, and just
that's
went
smart.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay,
so that's what I because that's what I want to do. I want to do more of those wordplay, creativities, tone play, because that's how you're going to make your set outstanding.
I've got a bit of a question for you then. When you're thinking about these word plays, what's going through your mind? Are you thinking, how do these? Are you thinking about like keys? Are you mixing in key, or are you just going for a vibe thing?
Keys and vibe thing. So I'm like thinking of how am I going to speed up? Turn down for what was 105 BPMs. Yeah. And before that song, I played a lot of that sort of BPM range. I was like, I got to speed it up till I go to 128 Daft Punk. So that was, I found the 2 songs that I wanted to do. I'm like, what will be that middle part? And I'm like, I can't do this song, can't do that song. What if I do like a movie reference? Bang, and drop that
exactly
through.
It. And so that's exactly it. Like, you have to play around with the crowd in a way, and you have to do things like that to stand out. And like I've said that before on different podcasts, where it's like, I'll play the Tequila song. Because then it's like, what I'll do is like, I'll be DJing and I'll play a track and I'll run down to the bar and get 2 shots of tequila, run back to the booth, and everyone's just like, why is the DJ running to the bar? And then I literally go get 2 shots of tequila, play the tequila song, and then go bang, bang, tequila. And they're like, he's partying. I want to party.
Yeah, they see that they see that energy that you deliver.
Exactly.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
A lot of DJs get focused either into their laptop or onto the CDJs, and then put their heads up to see the crowd, read the crowd, see what they want.
It. And see, that's like one of the best episodes I've ever done of this was when I got Genga on, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Genga literally put in black and white that if you have a bad week, right, and you go up on stage and you're not having a good time, people see that and they go, let's go elsewhere.
You give that negativity to them.
That's exactly it.
No matter what's going on in your private life or work life, when you go up on stage, you just got to forget about everything.
And just have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah, that's exactly
so many times I've had headaches or I'm like, I can't be tough doing this, but just put on
you have to push through it. Yeah.
Fist pump, get the songs going, and you're good.
Yeah, and have a great time.
But doing that positivity changes your mood as well. You end up going positive throughout the night, and then you're done. You go home, you're like, awesome.
That's exactly it. Great. And that's it. When you kick back and you're like, 5 hours ago or 6 hours ago, I didn't want to do it, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
And you just like sit there and like, yeah, that was a good night. And that's the thing as well about DJing is like, it's such an adventure because like you do private functions as well now, right?
Yeah.
And we go to so many places, right?
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
I've just been like, I've never done it before and I'm quite excited, but like, well, I've been booked to play at Optus Stadium on December 17th, awesome. But it's in the function room.
They go off. The function room go off. They have awards nights or any of those nights. They go nuts.
That's it. I've never been there before. I'm like, I can't wait. Yeah. But then it's also, say for that, for example, but then like I also almost got booked to do a rodeo.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's completely opposite in a way. And it's like, who books a DJ for a rodeo?
That's
but
right.
That would be sick.
It would be. And that's why it's good to do multiple events.
Yeah.
Don't just, I know people just want to get residency somewhere, but you get bored of the same
That's
style. If you open up to open format and you can go anywhere and you always have fun, you always change it up.
Yeah. And that's it when you get a bar tab and you can buy food with it. Like for me, I love food. So like every time I go somewhere, I'm like, I just open the menu like, yeah, okay, I'll get that for dinner.
That's awesome. Well, that's one thing I still can't do. I can't eat while I DJ. And
well, I just get it for take home.
Oh, okay.
So that way, like, yeah. Because then I go home, kick up, and like, yeah, I had a good night as I eat my palmy. That's
free
it.
food.
That's it, right? But it's the perks in a way. And that's what it can make it so much fun because it's just like, it's not like, your traditional carpentry job or this or that or whatever, because we work on the weekends. We don't really get a social life because, all of our friends work 9 to 5 during the week, but when we go out on the weekends and we make people have fun and party and stuff, but then at the same time, it's like the trade-offs is what makes it so much fun. Because when you get people dancing and they're smiling and enjoying their night to your music, it's just like, I did this.
Bring happiness to people,
That's it.
It's a good feeling inside. And you have fun as well. You're playing songs that you love. And
that's exactly it.
But yeah, I work from Monday to Friday, and that's my therapy on the weekends. DJing's my therapy.
That's exactly it. And so many people do that. And that's exactly it. It's like, because then it hits the weekend, you're like, I can't wait to go out and just have a good time. Just enjoy myself kind of thing. Because some people read books or some people do this, but being able to go out and be social and just have a really fun bubbly time where you don't really have to get drunk or this or that.
You
can just be sober if you want, but it's just being that guy in the corner that just played this song and now everyone's dancing. You're just like, yeah. But yeah, so after
back to the with the DJ comp, I did end up winning that. It was someone else that ended up winning it, but the guy that organized the events is like, you have something with you can bring to the team. I'm going to put you onto our hip hop night. So I started doing Sneaky, Hush, Rewind.
Oh, wow.
Aqua Party at Matisse Bar.
Oh, really? You did the Aqua Parties? Yes. Yeah, they were good. I actually went to one of the Aqua Parties.
They were fun. Yeah. They only did it every 3 months. It was like for a special event and it was awesome.
Yeah. So, that's the thing is like, it's just everyone's in the pool having a good time, right?
Oh, it was good vibes.
Yeah.
It felt great. So 2015 to 2017, I worked with Rhythm Bug.
Yep.
And that all ended up ending that year, 2017 mid-year. I finished off one of their Rewind sets and I ended up going to Europe with my fiance at the time. We ended up getting married. We did a whole wedding there. Traveled Europe.
Whereabouts in Europe did you guys get married?
Macedonia.
Oh, Macedonia as well.
Yeah, we did that in the vineyards. It was amazing. It was a big wedding. We have a big family there, so 300 people. Marquee. It was a good night. Good experience. But
that's the thing as well. Is like you will remember that forever.
That's right.
Because
right.
You went to Europe.
You traveled. Went to Spain. We did Greece. We did Macedonia. We did all the regional stuff there. It was fun. But when we got back, trying to get back into the DJing, it was just no events. Everything worked with had shut.
See, that's so interesting because when I first started DJing, I had a really good mate of mine. He lives in Melbourne now, right? He kind of wishes he didn't live in Melbourne because the COVID and everything, what's happening there. But we're not going into that. But he always told me that I should move to Melbourne because then if I move to Melbourne, the opportunities are there and you can try and make it bigger. But the thing is, then you start at the bottom of the ladder.
That's how it is.
And that's exactly it. And it's a similar thing. Like you go to Europe, you disappear for a little bit, but you come back, and then unless you've really solidified those connections,
that's right.
You kind of just have to go out and start socializing and networking, getting your name out there again.
That's right. So got back, and that's where the guy that owns Rhythm Bug, he's great friends with Chan. that's where he hooked me up with Shan. Shan's like, you look, come aboard, I'll look after you. So yeah, I ended up doing private gigs with him and all the venues that he has. So I ended up working for Streamline from the end of 2017.
And Streamline is a really good company.
Yeah. So
I think I told you guys at like the meeting that we had forever ago, I was like, really want to play at QT Rooftop Bar. That's for me, that's on my bucket list because it's just such a cool venue. Yeah, it's like the only rooftop bar we've got kind of thing. And it's like, I've been there so many times just for casual drinks, but I'm like,
Friday, Saturday night when there's a dance floor happening, and everyone's dancing.
I just want to start a rave there. Like, it's so bad, but like, it is what it is. Right?
It is what it is. Yeah.
Have you played there?
Yeah, I used to be doing most of the Friday nights there.
Lucky.
Now the sort of the vibes are changing. They're sort of going back to like cocktail lounge sort of music, funky house beats.
But isn't it also so interesting with that? Because like we were just talking about that before we started, where Perth is in a strange bubble almost, and being in that bubble, it's like we're almost like, I love 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s and stuff like that. But then it's like, 2000 to 2015 almost. Yeah. It's like most, like when you start getting the party going and people want to dance and girls want to get up and boogie and this and that, that's when you always have to play, Low by Flow Ride or Ride With Me.
That's right. Those are the songs that just keep happening and we're just stuck in that bubble. You can't move forward to it. You try and introduce something new, just doesn't work. The crowd's like,
that's
okay, we want some of that old school throwbacks, throw it,
But that's what's so interesting, because even with like the new music that's coming out now,
it's all remakes and like Fleetwood Mac,
I know, it's a meme basically, and then they go on a world tour again. But I don't blame them, because some guy, some Mexican dude rides on his skateboard with a bottle of cranberry. Can you pull that video up, please, Mitch? Just don't play the music though.
I'm pulling up
the Dreams, Dreams meme. But the thing is like, as I said, like that guy goes viral, right? I look up Dreams Fleetwood Mac meme. But that video goes viral, and then it's like now there's tropical house remixes.
Tropical house is everywhere now.
This thing?
Yeah. Just mute it though. Hey, yeah, that's how we get copyright. We get shut down for that. But like, literally, like this video surfaces, and then it's just like it's back in people's faces again.
TikTok is the one that keeps bringing these songs back up.
Yeah.
A song they used to play back in 2009 was a throwback from the 80s, Run DMC. It's Tricky. And then that disappeared for a while and people just didn't want to hear it. But now TikTok brought that back. Yeah. And now I can put it in my set.
I've always been playing nothing. I've always played stuff like that in a way. But I always play that to, middle to older age groups.
That's
kind
right,
of thing.
not the young sort of,
And so like I play at a place called Long Chim's, right? And it's quite funny because since it's a Thai restaurant, it's one of the only places I can get away with playing like 60s to 90s kind of thing. Like classics like The Cure and The Smiths and Rolling Stones and Cold Chisel and stuff like that. But like, it's funny because I've had oldies come up to me and tell the management as well, like, I haven't heard this song in forever. Yeah, but then the young girls that go down there and they just want to hear Calvin Harris and Drake. And then like...
and WAP.
Yeah, that's it. But I've actually had a complaint before. It's like, I didn't know any of the music he was playing. Yeah. But then I've had like 4 good complaints from the oldies being like, oh, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's like... It's so interesting because it's not, you go to Melbourne and the stereotypical thing with Melbourne is it's all house music, techno. And
that's
like,
what they stick with that genre and then just
that's it. And then, the thing as well, it's like London's all drum and bass and bass house and UK grime and this and that. But then like, I don't know if they, because, we don't live there, but would they be still hearing Flow Ride Alone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's it, right? Probably not. They've forgotten about it and don't want it back.
That's how it is. But you still have to have it in your set. People want it. You still got to play it. You play 30 seconds of it, you'll be fine. You just do the chorus and then move on to the next song.
Exactly, yeah.
But like at the moment, like I've been doing a lot of underages at the Bar 1, and that's with the Pulse events. And all these underage kids, like teens, they all want to experience that Tomorrowland EDM style.
Yeah.
So when you play songs like Low, they don't really want that. They want the heavy hitters. And then you play that, you're like, awesome, I did a Tomorrowland set at Bar 1. That's what they've been looking for.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe I should hit Bar 1 up.
That's right, hit up Bar 1.
But do you play stuff like, is it Spaceman or Mammoth? Like
all of them.
And stuff like that?
All of them.
That's awesome. Like
Tiesto still goes hard. Sandstorm still goes nuts as well.
That,
Ghosts and Stuff. And
I love that song. Like I love classic Dead Mouse.
Yeah.
But so then once again as well, like every Friday at Market Grounds, we always play Don't You Worry Child.
Yeah.
And it goes off.
It does, yeah.
But
That
it's
will
a
still
classic, it's a sing-along. It's the same thing with like, you know, Avicii Wake Me Up. You don't always have to play Levels because Levels got played to death kind of thing. Rest his soul. But then it's like, you know, with Wake Me Up, it's still a banger.
It's still a banger. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
how
just-
can you really decide with all this? Because music's so subjective.
Exactly.
You can hate tracks, but then the
But see-
punter can love it.
But see, when I first started DJing, right, Death Disco told me, it's like, look around the room, you know, what can you play to get her dancing? What can you play to get him dancing? What can you play to get that couple kissing each other and hooking up and dancing with each other,
So you
slow
can pull
dancing?
that crowd, reading the crowd.
And that's it. Like, I've only recently started saying this because it's kind of controversial, but in a way, it's like you're judging people because like you're going like, okay, if I play this, can I get their foot twitching?
Yeah, and you just and that's your mission throughout the night, try and get people on the dance floor and get everyone going. And that's why I like to go like before I play my set. If someone else is playing before me, I like to go there 30 minutes in advance.
Yeah.
Suss out the vibes, read the crowd, see
You
what they're
have to
liking.
do that.
Also, see what the
I think
DJ's
that's a big
playing.
mistake a lot of new DJs make as well.
They
Yeah.
rock
Start
up
going
5-10
early.
minutes before their
That's
set,
it.
Yeah.
and they play a song that the DJ before them played 30 minutes ago.
Exactly.
And the crowd's like, we just heard this song. But
That's exactly it.
I'll when I see DJs and I see them come late, I always tell them like, try and come a bit earlier, just so you can feel that vibe and see what you like. Get your set in your head ready,
That's it.
and
That's
see what
it.
you're gonna be playing.
See, I always ask them as well. It's like, you know, like, so when I play at Peach Pit, I'll actually pull up what I've played.
That's
and
another
then-
thing that I
and
have
I'll show
respect
them.
for. But a lot
Yeah.
of people are like, no, I don't want to show my history to you. I'm like, I'm not gonna copy your style, man. I just need to see what you've played before me, just so I don't repeat it.
That's exactly it. So you don't play Levels again.
Oh, yeah, and I always go opposite BPM range.
That's it,
So
yeah.
if someone's playing 128, I'll go down to 70.
That's exactly
Change it up, change
I do the
the-
exact same thing as well. Like when I play at Peach Pit, I'll always try and play between like, you know, 120 and 140 kind of thing, right? But then when the next DJ rocks, I'll be like, okay, or I'll try and message them, be like, do you want me to play hip hop first, or do you want me to play this, or you know, try and work it out?
Yeah.
Because that's also one of the things, is like what you said before as well. It's like hip hop and R&B is a big thing in Perth. And, you know, no matter what, it gets the girls dancing kind of thing. You hear Empire State of Mind, New York. Like,
That's it, yeah.
they love it. But then at the same time, it's like, you know, to warm a crowd up, sometimes you do have to, like, you know, you might just play sing-along hip-hop tracks, but then you get the faster, more heavier stuff later
as
on.
you go.
Or you do, you know, 120, 130, and you keep it like chill, mellow, housey remixes or this or that. And then they go and play, you know,
Save the-
the stuff that people want to hear. Because that's... At the end of the day, it's like our job is to make people dance, and it's like there are DJs out there that, you know, they play what they think.
What they think it's going to go off, but they're not prepared because a lot of them come.
Yeah,
They come with USBs and they've got a few playlists ready, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck, not prepared for this. What do we do?"
See, I'll never forget. Like, I've seen it at Capitol before. I've been standing on stage with Death Disco and stuff, and it was so funny because there was like a DJ who only brought 35 songs, right, on his thumb drive, but then he's like freaking out. He's like, I've only got 2 songs left. Can you go on early?
Smash through all of them.
Yeah, that's like, can you go on early? And it's like, why don't you bring a few more? Because you should always be prepared.
Realize people actually did that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's happened like a few times.
Yeah.
But it's just because they're not, you know, like
Yeah.
they haven't really ingrained themselves in
that's
the
right.
scene yet.
Yeah, I have a policy. If I do a 1 hour set, I'll put everything in USB, get it all ready. But if it's more than 2 hours, I'll bring my laptop, be prepared, because you never know how the night's going to go.
Exactly, yeah.
Mainly,
always
I'm
have to
just
be prepared.
concerned how someone like that got a set at a club.
Well, that's something interesting to go
You'd
into,
think
though.
you'd be like a bit more prepared if you had a club gig.
But
you
that's
know what you're doing.
that's where it's the interesting conversation of where it's like, you know, it sucks to say, but sometimes, like, at least it used to happen a little bit in the nightclub scene, where it's like if you could guarantee 80 people through the door, they could give
It
you a
still
gig.
happens. You
That's
promote my
it.
event, you get a spot here.
That's exactly it.
That's one thing I used to struggle with. Like, where do I find people? Like, I'm a DJ. I want to go play music. I don't want to bring people with me. And then you got
Yeah.
to start asking friends for favors. Come and see me so I can go get a set somewhere, you know?
And that's the thing as well, is then when you start pestering your friends, it's just like you're literally pestering them, being like, no, but come on, like, come to my set so I can get more work.
And if you're getting regular gigs, you pestering your friends quite often as well.
Yeah, but then see, like, that's where the beauty of bars are almost, because when you play at a bar, it's just people will just rock up
Yeah,
casually.
rock up, and every time you work with a different crowd.
Yeah, that's
there's always
exactly
different
it.
crowds at a bar, different
Yeah.
nights. You always have fun.
What are some of the bars you play at other than QT Rooftop?
I've done
Bar?
the Stables, Benny's in Frio.
Yeah,
So yeah, the ones that go through Streamline.
How Benny's in Freo looks like it's always
has
going
picked up a lot.
Yeah.
Like I did the set at the start of the year and then one last year. It was awesome. And
because they did that massive thing at the back.
that's right. That's where they've opened up their garden now, and it's just a lot more people can go, and it's like a nightclub life. Like Fremantle at the moment is struggling. It's going down. But Benny's, that's the prime spot now. You want to go Freo, 12 o'clock in the middle of the night or 2 o'clock in the morning, go Benny's.
But isn't it so interesting how, like, the clientele shift in a way? Because, like, me and Mitch have discussed this so many times, but it's almost like people are getting sick of nightclubs in a way. Because it's like, bush doofs are on the rise. But going to bush doofs, I mean, it's all psytrance kind of thing. But it's like the experience of going out camping, but also going to a festival where it's all about peace and love.
You're surprised. I think there's a lot of, like, D&B bush doofs at the moment as well.
Well, that's it. That's what I mean. It's on the rise.
Always been big in Perth.
So. They have been, yeah.
But that's where it's just so interesting because people don't want to go out and spend $20 entry and then they spend $200 on drinks. And then, like, the thing is as well where it's like sometimes girls don't feel safe at certain places because seedy asshole dudes will feel them up or do this or do that. But you go to these bush
people like that.
Yeah, it's not.
And it happens with the DJ colleagues that we have, like the female DJs.
Yeah,
they cop quite a lot of that.
I know. I've heard stories about that. Like I've had a few girls on that. Like I have to do a shout out to Olana. Yeah, Olana literally just like blew the lid off this. Like this is like no. Fuck this guy kind of thing. Like this guy is literally bad for the scene, and he's out of the scene now because he was doing things like token, the token girl, and then also being like a bit handsy kind of thing. And it's like you can't do that. Like if you book a girl, it doesn't mean it's just it's crazy. Like people are people. Let them be people kind of thing.
That's like sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Overinflated ego.
That's exactly it.
At that point.
Yeah, they're like, I run this night or I run this festival, and it's like I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Like, a good example of this, right? Because it was a while ago, but a good friend of mine invited me to go and watch Flight Facilities live, right? And when I went and watched Flight Facilities, we actually went backstage and stuff, and it was really cool. I got to have a beer with them. It was so awesome, right? But we're standing on the side of the stage, right? And Flight Facilities were playing, right? And I invited a good friend of mine along for his birthday. It was his 21st birthday, and he invited a girl he was seeing, right? And so she went to the toilet, and apparently, like, some guy just followed her into the toilet. And then, like, tried to make an advance on her. She came out crying. And I'm sitting here like, what is going on? Like, are you okay? Like, this is not cool. You disappear for 5 minutes and this happens? But, like, it's nightlife. It's like, nightlife can be dodgy.
Yeah, it can.
It has to be stopped.
I've had similar, like, I've gone out with friends that are girls. And I've turned around for 5 minutes. They've gone to the bar and come back and they've been spiked or something like that. It's like...
That's exactly it. It's like what happened at, like, name dropping Freo Social the other week, where it wasn't their fault at all, but there were 3 spikings. Oh. Yeah, 3 spikings. But it's like two girls and 1 dude or something like that. But like, what's going through someone's head to be like, I'm going to go out and stuff up?
Girls are easy to get if
it's a mental thing.
They're on drugs.
It is. It's a mental illness basically for people to think that's okay. But it's like peace, love, and humanity kind of thing, right? Like, because that's where it's like, even us as DJs, like when we're sitting up in the corner of a dance floor or a venue or whatever, we're kind of almost like, not the police, but we're kind of like, patrol.
You're Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Right. You can see everything when you're up on stage. You can see everything what's going on in the crowd. And
and so like, this is years ago, but like, I've been on stage at Capitol before with a good mate of mine. He was playing, I was just watching, right? Yeah. And I was just pretending to DJ and this and that, like just hanging out kind of thing. I was also quite tipsy, but a girl had a seizure. And when that's...
From the strobes, probably from
the strobe lights. And she had a seizure. And then it's just like, I saw that. We paused the music, right? He got on the microphone. I ran over and got security and was just like, get in there kind of thing. And then it's just like, as soon as it happened, onto it. But that's what we have to do, because like if you
had
don't,
any incidents like that,
it's before? Duty of care.
No, I haven't.
You've been lucky enough not to have to run into something like that.
Yeah, and it's in a way
it's happened at house parties.
Yeah.
The clubs I still haven't witnessed that, and I don't
exactly. You
I've
don't want
only
to
ever been
something like
to a club once where something has happened that the DJ had to actually stop the music. And everybody notices. As soon as the music's off, everyone's looking over.
That's it. But it's good though, because when the DJ realizes party stops, it's like, okay, duty of care, make sure everyone is okay. Yeah. Like, because that's what we got to do. And like as I said, like it's part of our job. People just some people literally think we just press play.
No, it's not.
But it's not that at all, right?
Anyone can be a DJ. You just press and play on a song. It's like
It's the traditional iceberg issue. Like they only see the tip at the top, and then
there's so much that you put in through your set. Like you spend time and time. Like when you're not DJing, like at home, you spend hours and hours preparing your music, making sure it's all about time and making sure everything's good to go.
Yeah.
You have good
not
hot
to mention
cues
all the
loaded
time
up.
you've spent like learning keys,
and beat matching
and
is
all that kind of stuff.
that's but a lot of DJs at the moment I've realized they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
They've got their mashups ready to go from other artists and they just press play, hands in the air, and then the next song and next
That's
mashup
always
and
been
next
a thing,
mashup.
I think, for a while, but it's sort of moved from being something that the big artists do on a stage where they don't want to screw up to everybody else has seen them do that and been like, well, we can do that too.
Yeah.
But nobody notices because nobody knows how a DJ operates.
But see, that's the same thing as well. Is like, have you seen how some DJs in Perth are actually recording through Ableton?
No, I haven't.
And it's like some DJs, I'm not naming names or anything, but they've openly put it on their Instagram stories and stuff. And it's like, but the idea is DJing. You do it on DJ decks, you know.
That's right.
If you do it on your Ableton,
I see it as an instrument, like a piano or a saxophone. You've got your tools.
That's
Try
exactly
and use
it.
it.
Well, here's a question
That's
for
exactly.
you, Alex.
I love that you have that analogy because that's the way I look at it as well. Like,
I still believe in real DJing. It's still out there.
Yeah, but that's the thing
do
as well. Like, I actually had this conversation with a guy forever and ever ago.
Yeah.
Right, and he was a piano player, right? You know, trained whatever classically and this and that. He's been doing it forever. But I said, you know, with me DJing, technically I'm. Like I kind of said, I'm kind of like a musician, and he's like, "No, you're not. You just press play." But I just said to him, like, "But if you play for 6 hours, right, or you play for X amount of time, you're choosing that music, you're curating that music to keep a dance floor going and keep the vibe going, you know. But then if you're playing like sad or down in the dumps music or this or that, and you know, like in your own time, you express it's expression almost, because it's like what we said before. It's like, you know, you can't all be happy in colors all the time, kind of thing. But sometimes you feel down in the dumps, and like when I get really upset, I will literally go home and make a playlist of really down in the dumps music and make that, record it, because then after I've done it, I just feel like, you know, self-expression. I feel so much better. Yeah. But that's being a musician, right?
I see it.
But that's exactly it, right? Like some people just don't see that because it's all guitars and pianos and cellos.
Right. That's why, on my Instagram page, I like to show usually a tradition I do a week or 2 weeks before I play at Oktoberfest. Like Oktoberfest coming up this Saturday, which I'm playing from 5 till 6. I have a tone play transition coming soon, but every sort of do something like that. I just want to show that it's not just pressing buttons. You actually have to get the key writing, learn the notes, and play that song. Like
it takes a lot of practice.
It does take a lot of timing. Like
sometimes it's like muscle memory, and other times you're like you've got the beat going in the back of your head. You're thinking about the key. You're waiting for this to happen.
Yep,
like,
and that's
for 40 chess going on.
And people notice if you like, because you know, I try and stick to playing in key as much as I can, but you know, not everyone's perfect, and sometimes you just got to try and like throw something in there to be able to keep the crowd going. But people do notice if you go from like, I don't know, A major to like B flat minor or something like.
That's right. That's why I want to always incorporate my routines, my sets, scratching and beat juggling. That way, just get something different. And like, oh, he's awesome. He's actually playing music. He's not pressing play. He's actually working. He's
That's exactly it. And it's like, you know, when we were saying the thing about mashups, like, you know, we all agree that, you know, when you're playing on 2 decks, that it's so hard to try and
that's right,
because then you play that song over the top of another song or that a cappella or whatever, but you got to quickly load another song in.
That's right.
But if you're playing on 3 decks, then it's like you got more flexibility kind of thing.
That's where the laptops come in as well. If you use your laptop, you can have 4 channels at the same time, have 4 songs.
That's
where you can have like 2 acapellas, 2 different instrumentals, and you can cross over.
Exactly. And then
there's a whole bunch of like plethora of different tools DJs can use as well. Like, do you guys know what that is on the screen?
Yeah, an S8. Yeah. They've faded out though,
it's
unfortunately. S5. But
do you know what makes them special?
Yeah, because stems.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so but the thing is stems are a thing of the past kind of now. Like, it's so funny. I
disagree. I think that they're just too hard for people to work with because it requires so much effort to get.
I do agree with that.
One song is 4 stems, like.
But I just feel like the content for it isn't out there as much as being able to
agree.
Yeah. because you have to
we were
actually
talking
make
before
the stem
about
files.
having DJ decks and needing to, make your mixes on a DJ deck. I partly disagree.
Well,
just because I know all of these different tools that we have to.
Well, I was just about to say, funnily enough, I went to Blossom Festival the other week, right? And the two DJs that played before me were just using one of those.
There you go.
And I've never seen that used in action.
That's
So
right,
I was just standing there baffled, like, wow. Like,
And
you
this
can
this
DJ
one
off
here,
this
this S5 is
effectively.
all sync. There is no, you're not manually adjusting the BPM or there's no jog wheel.
Well, that's exactly it. Well, here's a good question. What do you think about sync?
All right.
All right, here we go.
If you know how to beat match,
Yep.
sync's good to use. Sometimes you just need it in the moment if you haven't prepared that song in time, you just need to
Yep, that's
use
it,
the sync
exactly.
button and get yourself out of that mess. But
Yeah.
if a lot of DJs use it without even knowing beat matching, and a lot of them freak out. I've seen it as well when they come to a set, and usually it's big festival, especially the silent discos, where the DJ decks are quite old and they don't have the waveform supplying, and they're like, oh shit, what do we do?
Yeah, how do we make this work?
Where's the waveform? I need to read it. I'm like, use your ears. Just it's not visual. It's a song,
Yeah.
Music is an
Don't-
auditory experience.
Don't use your
That's
eyes. But a lot of them rely on those waveforms, and they're like, oh, we don't have them. We're gonna.
But see, for me as well, like with sync, I think honestly, like, I love sync, and the reason why I love sync and quantize and snap and stuff like that is because then it leaves me options to do other stuff.
That's right.
But that's
Be more
also
creative
because
with
I've
it, use it as a tool.
exactly. But then it's also when it comes to playing things, say like when we talk about Fleetwood Mac, for example, it's analog recordings. It's not new age digital stuff. It was recorded in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or whatever. So when you actually go and play it out and about, you have to keep it in sync yourself. Because if you just press sync and try and mix it in, the beat grid will go all over the place and just won't sound nice.
Amy and Coletta says DJs see with their ears.
Yeah, they can, yeah. Shout out to Damo.
Hi, Damo.
Yeah, hi,
Listen
Damo.
with your eyes, sync with your laptop like an amateur.
But you are 100% right, though. Like, if you go out and you use CDJs that don't have waveforms and stuff like that, how are you going to do it?
That's right.
Like, this is what I really envy. I really, really envy Ben Renner, because he literally just rocks up with the thumb drive and just plugs it in and just plays because he knows his music. He doesn't use Record Box. Like, he'll upload his songs
he'll export it through Record Box.
But he won't queue things up.
Yeah.
He
No,
won't
as far
do
as
this
I'm
and do
aware, he
that.
doesn't even export through Record Box. He just
Oh,
sends
just
MP3s.
copies the files, MP3s,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But that's impressive, because then you just rock up, and even though you might have to like spin up to the part where the song is, but then people see that.
Yeah,
People
that's
see
right.
it.
They see how creative he is.
Yeah.
He's
know
been in
how
the
long
game
we
for a
should
while
keep
though. He's
the,
been since 2009. I think.
That's it,
2008.
a
He's been
long,
doing it
long
for-
time.
So he's been through all those tools and equipment, and that's why
That's
he still
it.
likes to use those.
But that's where it's so interesting as well, because it's like, like, it's a controversial topic, but it's like, what do you think about people that just touch knobs? Like, they don't, like, they pretend to do things, like they'll just touch the high knob or they'll touch the gain knob, but it's like,
Just to make it look like visually that
like
they're doing something. Yeah.
But like for me, like, I'll sit there and I'll spin the jog wheel forward or spin it back, or I'll sit there and try and get it in.
There's so many different ways you can exit a song. A lot of them just use a echo out, but you can do something. You can just do a backspin. You can drop it on the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's exactly it. And that's where it's like with DJing, it's an art form, because there are so many different ways you can cross over or do this or do that. But I just find that when people just touch knobs, it's kind of like, you can do so much more. Why? Like, it looks like you're doing something, but you're not doing anything.
I don't know if DJs feel bored like that. If I did that, I'll feel bored. I want to be creative right up on stage. That's why I always have everything prepared in advance, but I'll do it like a live mashup on stage.
Yeah.
Like my transitions example, my most recent one that I love doing is OMG by Usher, cross to Baby Got Back, and then cross to WAP.
Yeah. And so, like, how did you discover that? Were you
you got to listen. They're all in the same key, similar BPMs, 128 to 130. But if you listen to the words of how the songs, what sort of words they have, you can easily connect them. So, example, OMG, Usher, you can cross that over with Baby Got Back, because at the start of that, there's an intro that goes, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. And,
Exactly.
and you can just keep repeating, re-loop, and then go to the next song.
That's it.
And then from there, WAP.
And see, that's where it's like, say, even for me as well, because I keep reverting back to me, but like, I try and do things on the fly. Like, I always just freestyle. I never really prepare anymore, but I've started getting back into just researching more music and trying to expand my collection again. Right. But then, like, you know, I just figure things out on the fly.
That's right. That's how it is, because you don't know what you're going to play on the night. If you have an hour set, awesome. Prepare your set from home.
Yeah,
go
that's
for
it.
Show
An hour
your
sets.
amazing set. But when you have more than that,
that's exactly, and that's
you
like
can go anyway. That's why I love to have it on a laptop. All the songs in there, I can take it wherever I want, whichever way I want to go with the party and with the crowd. I can always take it to a different place.
But that's exactly it. It's like, you know, if you're playing for 6 hours, like to go, okay, I'm going to start at A and I'm going to finish at Z.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work like that. You're playing for 6 hours. Like, it's a lot of music to throw in there, kind of thing.
That's right.
But then once again, you know, if you do weddings or functions, then it can be like, okay, you have to play these songs. But that's the creativity behind doing what we do. Like, when you have the freedom to, someone just says, oh, we just want funky house. Funky house can mean so many different things.
That's right.
And to the average person, when they say funky house, they don't realize that if you're playing 110 BPM, it might be a little bit slower, but it might be a remix, and it might be a disco remix.
They don't think of it at the moment. Yeah.
That's it. But that's where it's just so interesting, because, like, you know, people just say, you know, at venues or restaurants or bars, they're like, well, we want this. But then you play that, but then you also play bits of other things. You be an open format DJ, right? And then as long as the crowd's happy, the manager should be happy, right?
That's right, yeah.
But then it is
like
also...
Sometimes you do get that management where they're like, no, we don't want it that way.
Yeah.
We just care about what we show, our policy. We don't care about the crowd.
And it sucks a bit because, like, for example, right, I actually played at the Queen's Hotel last year. And when I played at the Queen's Hotel, I didn't realize, but they told me, go down and check out one of the DJs and talk to him, hang out. And I actually did that. I spent the whole day with one of the DJs, right, and became good mates with him, right? And he actually lives close by here, but they all play house, right? So the thing is, when I went there, since it's a pub, I just thought, well, I'm going to play Queen, David Bowie, Cold Chisel, Eurythmics.
That's what it goes into.
And honestly, like, I had so many people come up to me and be like, this is a great change, because it's always that doof
the same stuff, but when you change up and we've noticed
that's
something
it
different.
But then the management found, like, the management,
they're not happy with that.
That's it. And they told the booking agent, and then the booking agent was just like, no, we told you not to play that. We wanted you to play 120 to 130. But then I said, but, like,
you look at the crowd, you're like, I want to.
But, like, the people came up and shook my hand. Like,
you get that, yeah.
It's like, what?
It does make sense, yeah.
Exactly.
But a device for DJs as well, always network and try and meet different people, because every DJ, every artist is different. Everyone's got a different experience, and you never know what you're going to learn and pick up from them. It's good to network, socialize, and get to know everyone.
That's exactly it. And it's like, I always say this saying, but it's like, with DJing, right, with the guitar, I mean. So if you pick up a guitar, you're not going to become Jimi Hendrix overnight, but no one can recreate Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
you always have your own
style,
Exactly.
Don't try to recreate someone else that's done that.
That's exactly it. And that's where it's even with producing as well, where it's like, you know, if you're going to try and make your own music, don't just follow, you know, don't just be like Flume. You know, try and be Flume 2.0 with your own spin on it. That's right. Because that's how you get popular. Because if you just make the exact same stuff, people have already heard it.
Yeah, it's like just a copy and paste of someone else. And that's where these mashups just keep replaying.
That's exactly it.
I'll name one, but What About Me crossover with Sandstorm. That's just got to stop.
That's it.
Play Sandstorm, but chuck something else in. Don't worry about Shannon All anymore.
Don't fuck with Sandstorm, right? It's great. It's a great
Sandstorm's
OG
awesome.
song.
That's it.
Don't fuck with it.
And I don't even own any Shannon Knoll.
Take Shannon Knoll out. I know you get some crowd going, everyone's singing, and then the Sandstorm beat goes on, but change it up.
But then, like, once again, it's even things like, you know, girls love Veronicas, and it's like, it gets played to death, and I don't like playing the Veronicas, but you kind of, sometimes you have to.
You have to, that's right. There's a lot of people that love that pop style and sing-alongs, and when you go to festivals, like when I do Snack and Ice Cream Factory and Oktoberfest, it's all those sing-alongs that just keep getting played.
Yeah.
Just want to hear that, just want to do those chorus singing and then move on to the next song.
That's it. And it's just, it's so interesting with that, because it's, people just want stuff they know and they can relate to. I mean, we keep going back over
the same thing.
But it is just, it's so nuts. Like, it's just Earth. All right, let's go through your socials anyway before we talk about this again.
With socials, back in the days, I was always against it. I was like, whatever, I don't need to have a page or anything like that. So I started to the social network very late. I think it was like, for my Instagram page was 2018. Oh, really? And that was because I was going on to Thailand, and I asked one of the clubs, like, oh, I'm going to be over there, I'm a DJ, can I do one night? They're like, yeah, cool, do you have Instagram? I'm like, account. I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, oh, that's gonna be not good. We want to advertise you. I'm like, okay, cool. And that's why I ended up creating an Instagram account. And
That's
since
pretty cool,
2018, I just started publishing everything on Instagram.
That's a good way to start off in a way, because it's like, well, I went to Thailand. And I wanted
that's
to
right.
gig.
So you uploaded it. There was a Saint-Tropez. That's first night that we did. Yeah.
So
2018.
I've just taken the liberty to get a couple of photos and videos off your Instagram, and we'll just get you to explain the gram. What's going on.
And just quickly as well, I wanted to ask, where did the name DJ Nas come from?
My surname, Nastov.
Okay, yeah.
The first three letters, Nas.
Okay,
Back in the days, it started in high school because I used to be that guy that used to download music and put on people's MP3 players, create a playlist for them. They're like, oh, this is awesome. You should have a DJ name. I'm like, oh, Nastov. And they're like, that's too long. I'll go with Nas.
Well, it's cool name.
I have to have the DJ Nas to it because of the artist Nas. You can't
exactly. Yeah. Good old hip hop 90s artist Nas.
Yeah. But
explain this photo for us.
That was at the start of the night. I did the opening set. It was from 8 till 10.
Whereabouts was that? Was that in Thailand? Or?
Yep, Thailand, Bangalore Road. So it's a nice bar.
Can you look at that up? It's
Bangalore Road, yeah. It's the street that everything goes in Phuket. Everyone goes nuts over it. There's always festivals happening, and
how is Thailand as well? It's awesome.
It's really great. Nice. I wish people can go now. With the whole COVID, you just can't travel, but Thailand's perfect. Yeah, that was 2018.
Why is it giving me directions? For
yeah, let's figure out how to go there.
For in Thailand.
Yeah, you got the Thailand, not France.
Why is it giving me directions?
COVID stuffed it up.
Yeah, that's it. Well, to be fair though, Facebook went down last night, so Google might have maybe.
About that, everyone went into a panic mode.
Yeah.
But that's a mistake that I did was because I've had awesome gigs back in 2012, 13.
Let's come up with Longshim in Perth.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on
about
with
it.
your internet, Alex.
COVID's screwed things up. But
we'll go back to the image.
That's a mistake that I used to do. Is I never publish anything on Facebook or Instagram. I just did the moment and took some photos, whatever. I did an awesome night. I was like, why didn't I do that earlier? But yes, it's never too late though to start. So I started in 2018, and since then Instagram's become like my CV.
Yeah.
Since then, I've ended up signing up with a few gym places like Jets. I'm the official DJ for WA. So
really?
All the ones they want to do like an opening day or something like that, they'll come and get me, and I'll do like 2-hour set.
That's
do
pretty
F45s because of Instagram. When you hashtag the most, people see that and they're like, oh, this looks like an awesome vibe. Let's contact him.
Yeah.
That's why I try and push more content out.
But isn't that the interesting thing about it, where it's like, a good friend of mine always said that if you want to be a DJ in today's day and age, you got to be a event promoter, you got to be a graphic designer.
You can't be a DJ. You got to be everything. You gotta
video editor. You got to be photographer. You got to be this. And
that's
you gotta
right.
be that.
That's why, like when I don't know how many videos I've got so many videos I've recorded, but I still haven't published. It's just the ideas that I've created. It's just there's no time for me to publish it. It takes time. It takes a few days just so you can get what sort of transition set you're gonna try and advertise on Instagram. Record that. Wait, that didn't sound good. Re-recorded. Then when you got to try and put it through the video editing, it just takes too long.
Yeah, and it's basically a full-time job, right?
It is.
But then if
people go through my Instagram, they'll be able to see some of my tone plays that I've created. I think I've actually if you've got one up, you can. That's a bingo night, rave bingo for Halloween that I did. Oh, that's Paulie from Fat Pizza. If you know, he did a shout out. I'm good friends with him.
Really?
Because of social media. Like every time he used to come to Perth, we'll just.
No way! Sick. That's sick.
He's a legend, man. Paulie is awesome.
So explain this one for us.
That's so cool.
How did that happen? He was doing a stand-up comedy night in Perth, and I caught up with him because the first time I met him was 2012. He was opening Housos, and he came down to Perth, and that's when I met him. I'm a big fan, and since then we hit it off on Facebook. And so he was. That's when he started doing a lot of social media stuff. It's like, and he contacted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm just doing some shout outs. You want a shout out?" I'm like, "Why not? Do a shout out for me." And that's what he did.
That's so cool.
So he helped me out with that. And always, whenever he has TV shows coming up, always, share his workout as well. He's a good bloke.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, is
friendly.
where it's all networking, right?
That's how it is.
Socialising.
Yeah, and Instagram, social media helps that. You connect with people and connect with different artists all around the world.
But that's what I was like trying to mention just before as well, where it's like sometimes you go and put so much effort into just creating this profile and like, you know, getting all your material up, but then, you know, you don't get the recognition you deserve kind of thing because you put so much effort into it. But then it's like, you know, you have to fill the XYZ box kind of thing. You got to fit within that narrative sometimes.
That's right. Yeah.
And like fitting within that narrative, like, you know, sometimes you don't make it. But at the same time, you look back on it, it's all memories.
That's it. It's memories for yourself.
Yeah.
Who cares how many likes you're going to get? As long as you publish something out, you'll always resurface one day.
Exactly, yeah. And then sometimes it can be just like that meme where it's like, you know, Bag Raiders shooting stars, right? Like, I loved that song when it first came out.
Yeah.
I found out about it. I just loved it. But then it's like it disappeared. And then that bloody cat meme thing came out, or the guy jumping in the water or whatever. But then it's like, then they're going on world tours again.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's how it is.
But that's, you know, people can like stumble upon this, you know, 3-4 years down the track, and then you never know, you'd be in Las Vegas.
That's right. That's right. Oh, no.
Speaking of, this is quite an intense photo. It looks pretty.
That's Rockingham. Rockingham.
Hell yeah,
The
Rockingham.
swinging pig.
Oh, the swinging pig. I've never actually been to any bars or clubs or anything in Rockingham, to be
Try
honest.
it out, man. You will have.
Like, it would probably, I mean, that looks wild. So.
What is the opinion of Rockingham?
Do you really want to
Dangerous
know?
question. Maybe
It's
asking.
always been like everyone thinks Rockingham's bad and like, you know.
I mean,
but
that's what comes to your mind first.
That's
so.
right, but
Prove us wrong. Tell us why it's not.
The crowd's just down to earth there. You know, like they just want to have a good time, loosen up, have a few drinks, and they don't care about what's going on around the world. You know.
Yeah.
So you go one of those nights, they're always prepared to party. So I rocked up for that event. I think it started at 8, so I got there like 8 o'clock till 9. I'll be a warm up set. 9 o'clock I can make everyone go nuts. At 8 o'clock, everyone walked in. They're already drunk. They're like, "Let's go, come on!" And so, and I ended up playing heavy stuff just right at the start of it.
Oh yeah,
That's good though.
Yeah. And,
Do you sometimes find as well that it's like, say, like something I've started doing a little bit recently, which has never really happened until the last couple of months, but it's like, in a way, it's like you pop the cherry too soon. In a way, it's like you start playing heavy,
and then towards the end of the night, like towards when it's supposed to be a prime time,
yeah,
go down.
and then you don't mean to go down, but then you just try
sometimes you have to. Like the energy just can't remain for 6 hours just the same. You sort of got to go down, give everyone a good break, let them breathe, have a few drinks. Once they're ready, they'll go back into it.
That's exactly it. And that's part of reading the crowd, right? And playing appropriately. Because you got to give people toilet breaks. They can't just sit there and be like, uh-oh, this song's too good, I can't leave.
Well, Nick Thompson used to tell me a good DJ will rotate the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always try different styles, different genres, rotate them, and give them. And people always want to be surprised by something that's coming up.
Exactly.
Give them something that you haven't heard in a while, and they'll go nuts.
That's exactly it. Like recently, I've started playing like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the thing is, it's a classic. People hear that and like, yeah, this is boogie. Let's boogie. But it's not like a heavy, hard dance song. But it's like a good early start of the night kind of thing. When people are like, oh yeah, like I never watched the TV show, but I know Will Smith. Like,
that's another night. Like, so we did a Halloween bingo. It was organized from Melbourne or Sydney, the company. But so through Instagram, they contacted me like, "Oh, you're a DJ. We love your throwback stuff. We've seen your videos.
But then how does the
set for us
bingo work though?
So they end up getting
that's like a lit bingo.
It is a lit bingo. They usually happen, I think, 3 times a year. Definitely check it out. That night, I met an awesome legend he's a stand-up comedian here in Perth, Daniel Delby.
Okay.
And I met him on that night. He's the one that hosted the event, and we together putting on a show was just amazing. And since then, I became really good friends with him. And I always go check out his comedy show. So he's
how does the bingo work?
So they do different rounds. So they do like they'll do like call out a few numbers, and then after 5 numbers, there will be like the 6th number that will land. You'll have to match that song so you have something prepared. Example, like the number 69 will get thrown up. Time off 69. You got to just try and play that, and everyone goes nuts for it. So every number that you get through, you have to play like a special, like a 30-second clip, like a mini drop. And then what I love about it is because halfway when they have a break from playing bingo, you have like 30-minute rave time, and everyone just goes nuts. So all the biggest rave songs you have to play.
Okay, that sounds
and
so
just
cool.
It is so cool, and they give out prizes and.
But then, so like after you've done 30 seconds of Summer of '69, do the lights come back on? And then everyone sits down, plays bingo. Like.
That's right. And then when another song comes on, you drop the lights, go back on, everyone starts dancing again. You go and try and get them half time.
That sounds like a seizure time kind of thing. It just like goes from like everyone chilling and hanging out. It's like, all right,
that was a Halloween special.
That's so
since
cool,
COVID though, they haven't haven't done anything.
But once again though, that you have to kind of reinvent the game, and that's reinventing the game, right?
That's right. Yeah, I always accept different events and gigs. Like you never know where they'll take you. DJs should start doing that. I'm always open to anything because you never know where you'll go. Example, I did a New Year's Eve at the Foreshore 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I did an opening set, got everyone hyped up, ready to go. In the crowd, there was a guy, nightclub owner from Singapore. He liked my style. And he's like, I'm going to try and get to talk to this guy. He ended up talking to me after, because after I did the main stage, I did a silent disco for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So after the silent disco, he met up with me. He's like, I'm from Singapore. I really like your style. I'll fly you over and you play in my nightclub. And I'm like, I'm definitely down for that.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yes, please. So that was 2018 New Year's Eve. He organised it all for me to feature at the start of February. So I did a 2-hour set where flights, accommodation all paid for.
That would have been amazing.
It was amazing, and I loved that. That was an amazing set that I did. And I love that experience because it was before COVID hit, and I got to play international in Singapore, and just a fun town and fun vibe.
How was it though? Like, what was the club like? Like, how many people were there?
They love their R&B hip hop style.
It's everywhere.
When you try an EDM, they're not so keen. But when you play hip hop and R&B, they love it. They want to hear all that R&B style, and that's what I did. 2 hour set of just heavy hip hop hits.
Like, what time slot?
The time slot was like Europe time slot. So my set started at 1 and ended at 3. So 1 till 3, and then the next DJ went on from 3 till 5, and then there was one from 5 till 7.
Did you stick around till like 7 a.m?
Yeah.
You kind of got it.
Right? They had like a special VIP booth organised with sponsored by Grey Goose.
Oh, that would have been sick. Like full VIP experience.
Yeah, it was. And the guys were like all down to earth and showed me around and how it's sort of their nightclub scenes work and what they do. Fun times. I'm glad I had that experience.
Yeah. Like, in a way, it's like you're lucky as well because now with COVID, who knows when we can do stuff like that. And like, people have started touring again, stuff like that. There's so many restrictions, everything.
I'm glad that we're in Perth, we've made it and we're good. We're still organised. Like Oktoberfest is happening this Saturday where I think it's a sold out show. Like it will be massive. Like last year there was 20,000 people.
Yeah,
for Oktoberfest.
That's exactly it. And it's like with seasons that just happened as well. 15,000.
That's people. Right. So they want that. They miss that, and that's why I always get everyone hyped up on my Instagram with the tone plays and stuff. I'm going to create one. There's one coming out. Probably I'll release it tomorrow. But if you want, you can play the one from last year that I did.
This is the one that you asked me to pull up.
Yeah,
before. Podcast. Is this one fine, or do you want me to find a different one?
Go for it.
So it's tone play. Piece of your heart.
Crossover. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is essentially what you're making here is just a transition.
That's right. Yeah.
No worries.
We won't get balked by it though, or copyrighted.
I don't think so. You should be alright.
Okay. Gotta be careful.
He hasn't blocked my Instagram, and I'm sure I'll be.
We can just talk over it.
Yeah, why not?
It won't balk us if we talk over it.
So
Let's get into the keys. So you got to try and set up your hot cues with the word like in the key. So you got to try and find the right key to cross it over to the next song.
Yeah,
it takes time. Some songs don't work, and you just go to the next song. But with this one,
and so is that on a Tractor F1?
That's a Serato. That's a DJM S9.
Okay.
I've upgraded to the S11 recently.
What's the difference between the S9 and the S11?
The S11's got a screen now. You can scroll through your library, so you don't have to look at your laptop.
Okay.
And you can do 4 channels instead of just 2 there. And what I'm using is, instead of needles, I'm using phase.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
They're the digital DVS needles, so it's like it connects to your hardware.
Oh, that's the little rectangle things you put on, right?
That's right. So with a magnetic stick, you put on your vinyl, and that spins. It's that way you don't have to have needles, and you can move the deck around. You can even pick up the vinyl and start spinning it, and it still plays. It's so secure. That's why in America, in Europe, it's hit big. Every DJ at the clubs use it. Over here, I still haven't, because over here vinyls have vanished, and I want
Yeah, it sucks.
For them to bring vinyls back, but they're not. They're
DBS
just,
is that next.
that's it. The
step for vinyl.
2000s and the 3000s, and now they're just popping.
But you've
up.
also got like companies like Denon who are like putting out, what are they called? The like 5000s, the MC 5000s. But they have the vinyl.
Can you look
coverings?
as well?
Yeah,
I'll look them up.
That's why. Yeah, with taking turntables to parties and stuff, it's a hassle.
Yeah,
because they're heavy. Recently, the Rain 1 came out, and I did end up upgrading to that.
I've seen the Rain 1.
I love
huge,
it. They're huge, but they're 5 kilos. Like, it's a controller, but you got your vinyl, which I love playing on vinyl. It's so much fun.
Is it here?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Rain's come up with all-in-one controller where you get the mixer and each side.
So these are the big boy ones, but you can also put like a vinyl on top to have a vinyl feeling.
Yeah, because
and
I've seen that, but I've never seen the vinyl top.
a proper
before.
motor inside of it and stuff.
But see, apparently these are Pioneer CDJ killers kind of thing. Like,
They are very good.
yeah, apparently they're very good for.
Although
they don't crash.
Pioneer also brought out their new. I don't even know what they're called anymore.
The
3000s.
The 3000s, which are
Pretty much on par with these. They're still lacking a few features here and there.
I think it was the Siren Room. They ended up upgrading the equipment to the 3000s when it rocked up. Serato didn't want to work with them because they still haven't upgraded for Serato. And I was like, shit, what do I fucking do?
Yeah.
Backup USB is always, you never know when you're going to need it. So
That's it, yeah. So that's one thing I actually don't do. But like, to be fair, everywhere I go, I just RCA into Tractor. Like,
yeah, that's it there. Get my little SL box for Serato and just RCA into the...
Yeah.
I would love that feeling for vinyl to come back to the club scenes and...
But that's it, where it's so interesting how... Yes, 10 minutes.
You don't have to
told
point
you,
it out.
I told you.
Topics, hey?
Yeah. But that's it though, and it's so unfortunate because like vinyl is where it all began, and like with vinyl, it's like when you like, I just wish I was part of that generation, being able to go crate dig, and you go into the record shop and you just like sit there and you're like, yeah,
They're
all right.
expensive. They're bringing them back, like JB Hi-Fi and stuff doing, but they're like $80 for a
Yeah,
record.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like $80-$90 of vinyl. It's
Yeah, and then if you
and
got
vinyls only have like 4 tracks on the max.
Right, so you
Yep.
gotta try and...
and unfortunate as well, it's like if you keep using them, then you can actually they can degrade over time as well.
That's right,
If
yeah.
you use a needle, which
Yeah,
is
that's
so
what-
unfortunate.
Is the way to go, and
Exactly.
I highly recommend if you're a DJ, vinyl DJ, and you need something smaller and simple, go with a Rain 1. I'll definitely recommend that controller. You have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
You can do your beat matching and beat juggling and scratching, and
See,
I
like,
always have fun
I
with
just want
that.
to do a quick shout.
Is it the number
Rain
one?
1.
Just want to do a quick shout out because that's the thing is like I envy DJs.
That's a scooter.
Scooters.
Rain 1, yes.
Envy DJs
DJ
that still
controller.
use vinyls and
there
like
it is. There.
This one here?
Yeah. I think I have it on my Instagram as well. If you go back to my Instagram page, I try to show the difference between two 12-inch tables.
On your Instagram.
Yeah, if you scroll through, down, there it is, me on the right. Go down, one
down,
more.
no, down,
Yeah, there it is, holding it. Just
Perfect.
just a difference, and it just 5 kilos. You carry it around, and you still have that vinyl feeling. Rock out your parties and your private events.
But see, that's where like I was just gonna say before, is like I want to do a shout out because like like I envy people that still use records, like that actually go out and take crates with them because like they're taking their crate with them and they personalize that crate
Right. And
it's
it's their love, it's their passion. They want to do it. They want to
Yeah.
pursue it. So I know Frio organizes vinyl nights. They're the ones that do it.
But see, that's where like I want to do a shout out to a girl called Hannah that plays at Joe's Juice Joint, right?
Okay.
And she only plays on records.
Good on her.
And so like it's so cool because like I rocked up, I'm like laptop DJ, this and that. I go and see, and I'm like, wait a minute,
That's
she's
something
actually like
charming about like seeing a DJ actually like crate digging and like
It's
pulling
charming,
the,
alright,
pulling the
like,
vinyl
it's
out
Spend
and
so much
putting it
time,
on.
investment into it, and
Yeah. And
there's
that's
no beat match, there's no sync button. There's like you got to do it with you.
and that's exactly, and the thing is as well, they've spent $40 per record or wherever it is,
Yeah.
to be able to get a hold of like classic Zeppelin and this and that, and it's just like actually seeing the Zeppelin record, you're like, damn, it's so cool. But it's once again because it's a dying industry, but it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It
I
really
still
shouldn't be.
believe we can change it around. There's so many scratch DJs out there in Perth that are still trying their best to.
Yeah, like shout out
I
to
think
Jess.
the final
Jess, yeah.
bastion for vinyl, like
Mishap.
as soon as the digital stuff gets good at scratching, like up to a level that people are willing to swap over, that's it for
Yeah.
vinyl. I think,
Yeah.
which is sad.
It is sad.
But when say that, it's only really negatives to vinyl at that point, apart from the nostalgia.
Yeah, but that's also where
And
it's
some
so
people
good
like the
because it's
vinyl
nostalgia
sound, I guess.
factor.
Yeah, the analog.
Yeah. But that is the thing. It's the nostalgia factor. When you like, when someone walks past and they know a little bit about DJing, they see someone playing on records, they go like, that's so cool. But then when they walk past, you got a laptop. It's like, well, come on, like it's on
a side. I don't stare at it. I just focus on the crowd.
That's it.
Yeah. Back to the whole Instagram meeting people. Another person that I've met is the owner of Executive.
Okay.
So, urban clothing for artists, DJs, and people out there. If as a DJ, if you want some new clothing, hit up Executive.
Okay.
I've met it through Instagram. Local Perth business.
Really?
And they always keep me fresh for my gigs. So I always represent Executive at events.
But see, that's what's so good though as well, because then you're helping local businesses.
That's what I'm all about, supporting local businesses and help each other out. Right? Perth is a small town.
Yeah,
we should all help each other out.
And so that's actually something I've been talking to a few mates about recently, where Perth is kind of like a big country town. In a way, because like you go to Melbourne and you can get lost in the city of Melbourne.
That's right.
But Perth, you got like 5 streets.
That's it, and everyone sort of knows each other. So cause you get some people that's just trying to badmouth someone, or don't do it. If you get
following up on what we were previously talking about, just because we're starting to move on. Lewis Burns just said, it's cool, but it's ancient technology. It's not like it's gonna stay mainstream. Digital gives the better show. Digital, it has to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Vinyl versus
that's
digital.
right.
Shout out to Lewis Burns.
Shout out, and that's why I do the Rain 1. That's vinyl digital. So yeah.
But that's exactly it, and that's where it's just technology's advancing.
That's right.
And like
everyone has different styles. That's my personal thing. That's what I like doing, and I always have fun with it.
Sorry about this little sidestep. We were talking about
it's completely fine.
Executive before.
Yeah,
you should hook me up with this guy, because I want to see if I can get him on the podcast and do promotion for him.
I think so.
Because
we've had a clothing.
Yeah, we had
before we want that.
Ben Nicholson.
Okay, yeah,
and he used to run a clothing store called Found Molly.
Yeah,
but he's changed names now. He's done this and done that. But like, if this is local Perth and it's actually like established, that's sure, why not? Like.
I'll hook you up. Can be your guest. You can talk about his career and how it all started up.
Because that's the thing as well. Is like one of the reasons why I wanted to start this whole podcast thing is because get people's voices. Because like, have you ever seen the TV show Australian Story on ABC?
Yes, yeah.
And so that's the thing. It's like they only pick the ones that they really, really want. But I'm like, no, just get everybody.
Why not get around? There's so many DJs. Come have a chat with you, and
whether you're in a band or a nightclub,
share your experience. Everyone's got different experiences.
Everyone's got adventures.
That's right.
And it's like that's why I was trying to probe about like Thailand and Singapore, because it's so cool. Like, because like I've never been to Singapore, but by the experience of what you've said, like it sounds like the nightclubs are pretty fun.
Nightclubs are fun, even to town during the day, just to go out and see. It's small. Singapore's small, but there's so much to do.
Yeah,
you'll never get bored in Singapore.
That's it. That's exactly it. But that's
Singapore's like little Tokyo in my mind.
Yeah. I wish we can go back, but
love Singapore. I haven't been since I was.
Yeah, I've always thought Singapore is kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Not quite.
Like sea shanty town and pirates and stuff, and
not
really,
city.
but But have you guys ever seen? Did you see the boat? Not the boat, but there's look up the nightclub that they have. It's like it's a bar and it's on top of 2 skyscrapers. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, the famous.
Yeah, did you go there at all?
No, it's very hard. You have to. So all VIPs, and you have to book in advance for that club. It's
Marina Bay Sands. It's a hotel.
It's a hotel right at the top. There's a bar that.
Like, it's so cool and like there's like YouTube videos of DJ mixes and stuff like that, and they've got drones and it just looks amazing.
Yeah, with that you gotta book it in advance with that. You can't just rock up on night, wait in line and get in. So. Yeah. Even during the day, if you want to have a swim, you have to book it in advance.
But see, that's where I'm like, you get envy of people that actually get to go to these things. Like, I'm pretty sure Shan a while ago, he went and saw like Zoo out on a snow mountain or something.
Shan's travelled everywhere. He's been everywhere with his career.
And that's the thing, is like the experiences, the adventures. It's so just amazing. Like, and you just get envious. Like, I wish I did that.
One day, we never give up. One day, once COVID is over,
That's exactly it.
Just, and keep booking gigs. Get anything out there. Anything that you want to DJ. You never know where it will take you.
We've got 5 minutes left. But I wanted to ask, like, so what are some good tips? Because how you said you wanted to like write up a cheat sheet. What are some good tips for a DJ to get into the industry? to like just try and break through and stuff, because the game has changed.
It has
now.
changed. Everything is through social media. So if you can create your routine, even a mix, 15-minute mix, put it up on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, share it with your friends, get them to share it all out, share it to DJ community pages. That will get you somewhere. I'm sure someone will pick you up and be like, oh, we like your style. You're the type of person that will be perfect for this. Because every DJ finds their audience somehow. There's always an audience available for any DJ out there. Everyone's got a different style, and you'll find your audience.
And there's also different formats as well.
That's right.
Like we forget about streaming nowadays. You can stream your sets.
Yeah,
everyone's doing it.
People can donate, and you can make some.
You never know where it'll take you. That's right.
Yeah. Sometimes you can even make more than especially if you're a newer DJ, they're going to pay you. You're going to get an hour set, and you're going to get like $60 an hour. They're going to make $60 for a set. Whereas if you stream online for 3 or 4 hours, you could make twice, triple that.
That's right. But if you're starting, don't look at like the standard rate. You got to try and get yourself out there. That will eventually come. It will happen, but it takes time.
But see, that's where like I envy people that go out and do it for free, or they do it for extreme, basically nothing. Because
it sort of it undercuts other DJs in a way, but
it
you've
does.
got to get out somehow.
You have to, yeah. But that's also that's exactly like weddings are a different thing. But then when you're doing bars and pubs and you're just trying to get your name out there, it's all networking, socializing.
That's how you
so
meet
it's not so
people.
much stealing work of other people.
That's right.
But you're trying to get involved and get into it. Because once again, it's like with the way today's day and age is with society, it's kind of all about who you know rather than what you know.
It's all connections. It's always been like that though, but it's getting better for Perth. I believe Perth is gonna much better for DJs these days.
Yeah, but it's even just like with the world. Like, I would love to play in New York, but I don't know anyone that lives in New York. So how the hell am I going to play in New York?
That, guys, if you're from New York, hit us up.
Please, I would love to go to New York.
We can do back-to-back set, and we won't charge.
100%. That's it. Come with and we just go hang out. We'll split the bar tab.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to wrap things up.
Oh,
but
man,
thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me here.
Honestly, I feel like we could just keep talking.
We can talk all night.
Yeah, we could. That's why we started doing 3-hour
so many
podcasts.
ideas and stuff. Like my next thing will be.
Again.
I forgot to mention my next thing I want to do is I want to do international DJ comp.
Okay.
There's a famous one, Red Bull 3 style, and since COVID, it's not happening. But I would like to compete in that. So I've been preparing a set
prolific turntablist.
That's right. So you got I think 15 minutes. You got to try and show all your skills in one thing: beat juggling, scratching, choice of songs, and the way you transition them. So that's my next goal.
Yeah.
Hopefully, once COVID's over, I can enter that and hopefully get through.
Where do you see yourself in the next? Like, where would you want to be in the next couple of years?
Next couple of years,
like with music and DJing and stuff like that.
Still out in Perth. I want to do all the clubs, bars. I love that work. Still do my mobile DJing because private events are always fun. You always need to go back to them just so you can have some. Yeah,
swap it up.
Yeah. But I want to represent Australia in some sort of way with DJing, either Red Bull 3 style or. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty impressive.
It's
pretty impressive that you're the Jets DJ for WA. That's really impressive, actually. Because like I started doing F45.
They're fun gigs,
Oh, honestly, like they are fun, but like waking up up at 5 a.m. in the morning, like
Alex can't do early morning.
Commitment. You gotta be committed. You want to get your set, go for it.
Yeah,
even if you had 2 hours sleep, a few coffees, you'll be all right.
So do you want to let us know where people can find you, your socials,
and
your upcoming events and gigs, and where people
upcoming gigs during summer, Ice Cream Factory, Snack, all of those factory gigs. This Saturday, Oktoberfest, 5 till 6 at the Silent Disco. Come and check me out.
Nice.
Got an awesome 1 hour set prepared with a lot of tone play and word play.
What time will you be playing?
Sorry?
At Oktoberfest, what time?
5 till 6.
5 till
that
6.
1 hour set, yeah. It's perfect timing, just when sunset hits, then everyone still remembers your set because after everyone's so drunk, you're like, oh, where did DJ play?
That's exactly it.
Well, you're setting everyone up.
That's right.
Disappointment or happiness, one or the other.
Transition off to the next DJ. Yeah, but everyone can find out my style, my stuff on at DJ Nas MK. MK is just a Macedonian thing that I did because DJ Nas was taken. DJ Nas AU was taken for like a clothing brand.
Like that,
so I had to go with MK. But yeah, check me out at DJ Nas MK. I've got heaps of SoundCloud mixes that you can find and Instagram. Follow me and my Facebook page.
All of DJ Nas's links are located in the bottom of the video. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to find all of his.
Yep.
Thank you.
Got to help everyone out, right?
That's it.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's how it is. Support each other.
That's a good saying. Yeah. thank you so much for coming
Thanks
on.
for having me here.
Like, this has been.
I love
really,
it. Love this.
It's
I'll come back later on down the track. I'll come back.
100%. I'd love to get you back on. And that's what I've also said to a few other people where like, when it comes to like maybe next year, because I'm still booking new artists and stuff like that, but I want to start getting more panel conversations going.
Why not? We
can get like 2 or 3 people or 4. Yeah.
So many ideas.
Set up for it here. So yeah, it'd be good to have like a round panel and then like actually come in with like a topic and.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I can just ask a few questions and we all just have big discussions about it.
Perfect.
And get everyone's perspective on different things because
that's right.
That's getting people's perspectives and reviews and this and that. It's a really good way of learning in a way.
It is.
Because like, one thing that someone thinks in one way might not always be the same.
Yeah, that's it. Share the knowledge out there. It's,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry for saying that again.
Yeah.
I'll stop now.
All right. Well, thank you, Boris, because this has been awesome. So, yeah, we can. Yeah.
That was quick. All right, let's go.
All right, we have to wave at the camera as well.
All right, wave at the camera. Bye bye.
So people know that we're finished. All right, we'll see you guys next week.